What up, Bulls Nation? We've got a live CHGO Bulls coming around the corner on today's show. We learned earlier today new details about Josh Giddey's contract year by year. Does it look even better now that we know what he's making each year? Plus, we've been doing prove-its for a lot of these key Bulls players for the upcoming season. We asked our Diehards in that CHGO Diehard Discord to offer up some of their own, not just for Bulls players, but for us, the CHGO Bulls crew. And to wrap things up, we're going to play a fun little game that Katy came up with. Next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into the CHGO Bulls podcast. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. A beautiful day here in late September.
Really is.
Sun is out, warm temps, blue skies in the Chicago skyline. Just chilling out on our deck a minute ago.
Flex.
It's a beautiful day. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's Big Day. Bow.
I said it.
AWL Sports. Will to go Gottlieb. He said it. Will_Gottlieb. And Queen of the Controls, one and only Katy Duffy. What up, Katy?
Hi.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to all. And not only happy Friday, happy final day of the Bulls offseason. We made it, y'all. We freaking made it. We're going to have a nice little weekend. We're going to hopefully watch a Bears W.
Yeah.
Shout out to our CHGO Bears crew. They all got on a jet plane. They're in Vegas right now.
They're in Vegas.
Ready to cover that game for y'all this weekend.
Yeah, should be fun.
And then Monday, Bulls Media Day.
Bulls Media Day. Oh, man. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the dog days?
My favorite part of the dog days is hanging out with y'all and goofing out with y'all.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
goofing out with the people in the chat.
That's very nice.
It is a good de-stressor for me. I think we all know that I can get a little cranky sometimes as every moment of every day diehard Bulls fan.
Yeah,
whose
yeah.
job is to talk about this team.
Yeah.
That, let's just say, in the past few years I haven't been too pleased with.
We've heard some rumors.
So,
about that.
But in the dog days, when there's really nothing going on, even this year, which was kind of an odd case with waiting on the Giddey deal, it didn't bug me. I was like, we'll get it when we get it, and we got it.
Yeah.
And when we found out what it was, it didn't bug me. It's just like, it's nice to take some breaths.
Yeah. Decompress.
Yeah,
because you also can mix in vacation in that dog day time as
absolutely.
well. So, yeah.
As we all took some time. We took turns taking some time.
We took some time.
In those dog day weeks.
Took a little time
and
there.
it is needed.
Yeah.
And, shout out, like I've seen before, and I'm sure we'll see it coming around again next week with when we're talking about training camp practices, people who tune into our show all season long, but, take the summer off.
Yeah.
Especially the second half of summer, once draft, free agency, and summer league and all that is done. Give yourselves a break, Bulls Nation.
You've earned it. You deserve it.
To those of you true sickos who've been watching every show or listening to every show of ours from the middle of July through now, bless your hearts.
And thank you.
There is no cure that I am aware of for being that much of a sicko.
No, it's not.
But we appreciate y'all.
We appreciate y'all sharing in it, man, and being here for that.
That's right. What
really cool.
Speaking of some of our diehardians, Flipside, Fish, Strick, hanging out in the chat. Daniel Barry, what's going on, everybody? Jimbo, what's up?
Sales guy Jim.
Yeah. So speaking of not being too concerned about the wait for the Giddey contract, we got some more details today. When it first got announced that it was 4 years, 100, people were speculating about whether it would be an ascending contract as far as his annual salary, descending, or flat.
Yeah.
Keith Smith, shout out, friend of the pod, for Spotrac, reported earlier today that it is, in fact, a flat $25 million each year of his 4-year contract. So, essentially, that means, I think, maybe not best case scenario, and I'm curious what you think, Mr. Capologist, and the fact that maybe best case scenario would have been a front-loaded contract, So his decrease of percentage of the salary cap was even greater year by year, but it's still better than, I would think, and I'm guessing you both agree, a contract that pays him more annually year by year.
I think there's pros and cons.
Let's hear 'em.
Typical salaries ascend by 8% annually. Like, that's standard in the NBA. Sometimes you see guys take a descending deal, Jalen Suggs being kind of like the poster child for that with the Magic. The Magic have done that with a lot of their players in the past. And the reason to do that is we have more space right now. We think you're a good player who's going to be improving in value over the course of your contract, and we want to be able to bring in more players to add to you. So if your contract goes down, that alleviates the cap sheet a little bit, gives us more space to be able to bring guys in to put next to you. Same kind of deal for flat. The last 3 seasons, the cap has pretty much stayed flat. And so as contracts have gone up in value, they have become a larger percentage of the salary cap. Now that the salary cap is rising, not as much as we initially thought, whether the contract goes up by 8%, especially in this first year or not, it's still going to be a smaller percentage of the cap as it rises because of how much the cap is rising. It was about 10%. With Giddey's, because it's going to be staying flat, it will effectively be getting smaller as a percentage of the cap and therefore decreasing in value, which is good. It helps the Bulls out in their quest to try to build a team around him, right? Like, if he is making $25 million every year and that $25 million is the first year 16% of the salary cap, but then in the second year it's only 15%, and then in the third year it's only 14.4%, and then only 13.7%. Every year you get 1 or 0.5% more cap room that you can use to then build around him. So ultimately, it doesn't change too much to me. Basically, it was I think I had tweeted it. I can see if I can pull that up. But basically, like, it was around 14.5 to 15.2% of the salary cap every year. Now it's going to start off at 16% and go down to 13.7%. So as the contract goes on, it becomes more valuable to the team, more team friendly, which is great. The two trade-offs there are, number one, next year the Bulls are going to have cap space, right? That's when they're going to be a cap space team. Because he is going to be making a flat 25, that's a higher percentage of the cap than it would have been if he had started at I believe it was like 22 or 23 or something, and risen by 8% annually. So if that were to have been the case, it would have been 14.6. Next year it would be 15.1. So basically you have like 0.5% less cap space than you would have if it was an ascending deal. But it becomes more valuable on the back end. So maybe the Bulls can make that up or bring in more players towards the end of that deal. The final consideration, which the Bulls don't really need to worry about at this point, is the same thing that we're talking about with Kobe right now, which is that the new extension rules allow you to extend off of 140% of your final year of your salary. So for Giddey, that would have been like 27.5. Now it's only going to be 25. And so the max extension they can give him would start at 35. I don't know if he'll be worth that much. I don't know if the Bulls want to keep him. I don't know if he'll be on the team at that point. That's a far down the road issue. But it is something to consider when you're doing these flat deals, is the extension that you give a guy just can't be as high. And if you're already getting a pretty good deal on him, then as we're seeing with Kobe, it might become impossible to extend him.
So you're saying 35 is the absolute max they can give him after this contract?
As an extension, yes. They would still have his bird rights. They would still be able to sign him in free agency. But as an extension, to prevent him from getting to free agency, the most they could give him would be 35.
So, like, for somebody like me who obviously doesn't know as much as GOAT does, or you, when it comes to these contracts, just looking at it and the percentage of the cap and how it goes down just makes it a really good deal for me when I'm looking at it. Of course, I like the flatness of it. You know, you don't have to worry about money-wise where it's going. Is it 26 this year or 27 or 22? Like, no, it's 25 all 4 years. This is what you're getting. But that percentage of the cap really makes it tantalizing when you're sitting there looking at it. So I know the Bulls love that part of it as well. And also looking at it like Josh Giddey has a chance to make this look even more foolish if he balls out and does his thing. So I feel like this is really great on both sides. Like I said, I don't think any of us had a super issue, with the deal. But hearing these particulars of it further, emboldens that point right there that they did a good job, with this. And I think that's having a descending cap percentage again, and if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, but it could open up more opportunity for them to sign more players, get other guys on, because that percentage isn't going to be as hard hit as it could be, or it probably could have been.
Rob in the chat saying, I like my Giddey contract, like my RC Cola, flat.
Shout out.
Some people prefer flat cola.
Right here.
No judgment.
Right here.
Honestly, when I was a kid, I drank plenty of flat RC.
Yeah, tons.
Delicious.
Tons.
Still delicious.
Sometimes
you don't
amazing.
want all the bubbles.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Just wanted to chug.
What if
like
you're
bubbles.
trying to chow down on pizza simultaneously?
Boom.
Shout out, voting the poll that Katy just made. A bunch of bread and cheese and bubbly carb soda.
Man. No.
Sometimes flat is better.
You just need one or two good belches to get that out.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And after that, you good to go, man. But yeah, we chugging that.
So when it comes to this flat Giddey contract, do you also see it as something that could make it, hypothetically, a more tradable contract
Ooh.
in the future should the Bulls decide to pivot? Because that's something else we talked about before we learned the years and the dollars, was what kind of contract could hypothetically be tradable and allow the Bulls to maintain that level of flexibility.
Yeah, I think so. And that would be the benefit to doing it this way, is that the longer the deal goes out, if it's flat and the cap continues to rise, then the contract becomes even more valuable. Just looking ahead, Spotrac also has an estimation for what the mid-level exception will be in each of the next 7 seasons. This year it's 14.1. Next year it's projected to be 15.1, then 15.85, then 16.64, then 17.47 in 2029-30, which I believe is the last year of that deal. No, 28-29. But so anyways, it's going to be more than the mid-level exception, as well as Patrick Williams, but not by much. And I think, especially when there's only like a year or two left on that deal, at that amount of money, like to put into perspective, in 2028-29, the last year of the deal, Giddey's only going to be making like $9 million more than the mid-level exception. So right now, that's the equivalent of like a $22 or $23 million deal.
Yeah.
That's like not impossible to move. And so when you think about it that way, I think that every dollar helps, right? Like we're in an environment right now where teams are being really frugal, where teams are not wanting to spend, where teams are not wanting to commit to long-term money, especially like that kind of a contract. If he plays well and is not like, continues to improve at the rate that he has, or finds a role where you can like feel consistent or confident that he's going to play consistently, I think that's a totally movable deal. But like that's the bet, right? Is not about so much the contract; it's about him, the player.
If they
and
do,
so
I'm sorry.
No, I was just going to say like that's really what it's all about. Like we talked about Patrick Williams being a good value deal when they signed it, assuming that he was going to play the way that we thought he could. He hasn't, and so that's why the deal is bad value. If he would have continued on his trajectory or like increased his trajectory a little bit and played well, then it would be a fine deal. But it's more about like how the player performs. So yes, it seems like it's going to be a good deal, but like we'll have to revisit this in a year or 3 when we know Giddey is X, Y, or Z player, and then you'll really be able to evaluate. But that's the challenge of signing these guys to long-term deals, is that you just don't know.
Does the contract and the descending cap percentage, does the deal give the Bulls more optionality about what they are willing to take back from a trade on a player? Because I'm sure if a lot of money was concerned or anything, might not be looking at a certain player. Does this give them more option in that kind of way?
I think so, just because more teams will be willing to take it on. At 25 compared to 27 may not seem like a big deal, but when you think about it in terms of the cap, it's like 15% compared to 13.5%. Like that does add up. Like I said, when teams are being so careful about what kind of money they're taking on, every dollar does matter. So I don't know what those trades might look like down the line, but I do know that like wherever there's more of a market, that gives the team more leverage, right? And so if there's more teams interested in a contract because it's better, if it's even better than we thought, then maybe 1 extra or 2 extra teams might be interested, and all of a sudden you can start a bidding war. You can start to like negotiate teams against one another, and then you can find the right deal for you. So it depends, but really it does come down to how well does Giddey play.
Okay.
Our guy Fish in the chat saying, I think the flat rate puts more pressure on Giddey early, but saves him from maybe being a top 5 worst contracts list guy in 3 years. Most of what I have heard from Bulls fans, but other NBA people on Twitter over the last couple of weeks since we learned the years and dollars, it's always with the if. if Josh Giddey plays like XYZ, this could end up being one of the best value contracts for teams across the NBA. And I'm even as a skeptic, that's absolutely possible. We got to take our first break right there. When we come back on the other side, we'll continue this conversation. I also want to kind of toss Kobe White into this mix of what Giddey having a flat contract means for Kobe White's negotiations. Plus, Katy is going to quiz us on some stuff. Plus, we got some prove-its from our diehards in that Discord. Hit the like. Here's some ads. Today's show brought to you by Circa Sports Illinois. Whatever the sport, the app to bet is Circa Sports Illinois. Circa Sports is sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service featuring real human beings to talk to. Ain't that a kick? Remember that? Remember those days?
No.
Circa has those days still here.
They do.
Stupid bots. Bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Spreads, props, futures, even in-game betting. Circa Sports has it for you. And boy, is it not the best time of year to be a sports bettor. We got hockey underway, basketball just weeks away, NFL, college football. It's all here. Playoff baseball. It's the best time of year.
Playoffs.
Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You know, when you're sitting at home, what would suck is if you had a plumbing emergency. What would
suck terrible
if you had a problem with your furnace.
Awful.
Guess what?
What?
Four Seasons is going to be here to help you out.
All four of them.
Four Seasons, heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. That's what he means by all four. Got those emergencies? Call Four Seasons, y'all. Need a new hot water tank installed? Call Four Seasons. Now is the time to schedule your Four Seasons furnace tune-up, y'all. At Four Seasons, they guarantee same-day installation for all your heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, and generator needs. Hello. With no extra charge for the nights, weekends, or on holidays.
Celebrate.
Save up to $4,000 on furnaces and comfort systems with Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. Furnaces start at $39 a month, and furnace AC start at $57 a month. Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electric. The service calculating over 50 years. They are your local trusted experts. Four Seasons heating, air conditioning, plumbing, electric. Visit fourseasonsheatingcooling.com for all their special offers and money-saving coupons. That's fourseasonsheatingcooling.com, because for all the right reasons. Back.
Call 866 Four Seasons. We roll on CHGO Bulls on Friday, steering y'all into your weekend. Bulls Nation, Peck, Big Dave, Goat, and Katy hanging out. So we're talking about Giddey and the flat 25 mil per that we learned about earlier today. Again, shout out and courtesy Keith Smith, Spotrac. I think, players would usually appreciate those annual 8% raises that, Goat, you were talking about as being standard. And now that we know that this Giddey, as far as percentage of the cap, $25 million, is going to work its way in year one from a little over 16% to 13.7% in its final year. And you talking about comparing it to max level contracts at like 35%, we're talking about Giddey's contract being 20% percentage points fewer against the cap than a max contract in the league. And talking about the Bulls' financial flexibility in 2026 and beyond, setting themselves up nicely to be potentially a player in free agency. But then we also know that one of those pieces next to be solved is what this team is doing with Kobe White. We love Kobe White. We want to keep Kobe White. We hope Kobe White is a Chicago Bull for a long time, is what 8K said when he gave an interview to the broadcast team in one of those Summer League games. He said that of Josh and Kobe. Want them to be Bulls for a long time. So, do you see the Bulls trying to negotiate similarly with Kobe White? And obviously in this particular 25 restricted free agents being hamstrung, the Bulls had all of the leverage with Josh. Do you see Kobe trying to say, you know what, I'd rather get those annual percentage, 8% increases in raises. And by the way, I want 30, starting at 30, not 25.
I mean, it's possible. I don't really know exactly what's like Kobe's perspective on this, or like what he and his camp are looking for. But like, you can say the 8% raises are better, but if you take that, you're starting, Giddey would have started at like 22. So he's getting more money up front. And it's really the same amount total. It's just a matter of like, in what, portions are you getting it? So maybe some guys prefer to get money up front. Most of these contracts, if not like the vast majority of them are all fully guaranteed. So it's not like they have to worry about getting hurt. If there were any like non-guarantees in there, then you'd want more money up front. I think a lot of these guys though are thinking about like the extension number, and with Giddey signing at 25, he won't be eligible for a max extension. That could be a problem down the road. Again, as we're seeing with Kobe White right now, whose extension number is basically, I think, $87 million for 4 years, which is just not close to, is it 87 or 78? I can't remember. 87, but just not close to what he deserves. And so I think he'll probably end up, like the Bulls will probably use this as an anchor in those discussions and say, look, we view you as, you know, a similar core piece to Josh. He's kind of like our lead guy. We want you to be our co-lead guy. We'll give you the same kind of deal, 4 years, $100 million. But they can only really give him that if he makes it all the way to free agency. And at that point, yeah, you're going to have to compete with some other teams. We've talked about other teams that are going to have cap space. The main players, as it stands, are going to be the Bulls, the Wizards, the Lakers, the Jazz, and the Nets. The Jazz, Nets, and Wizards, is that a team that Kobe's going to want to go play for as a player who's, you know, never like had a real playoff run? Obviously was on that playoff team in 2021-22, but hadn't yet ascended to the player that he is today. Could he go to the Lakers? Maybe, but like they tend to be a team that goes like big fish hunting. I think Kobe would be an awesome fit next to Luka, but they've also got Austin Reeves who they're going to pay, and that will cut into their cap space. We don't know what's going to happen with LeBron, so they could end up with less space than they now project to. And at the end of the day, like the Bulls have his bird rights, which means they can give him. They are the team that can go above the cap to pay him, and so I think that advantage does matter. They can go out and sign a free agent and then also bring him back. They can also bring Ayo back. It's just a matter of the quality of player that they can go out and get, and so. I'm not too, if I'm the Bulls front office right now, I'm not worried about losing Kobe. If the season goes poorly, he plays poorly, you know, he gets frustrated with like the same result over and over again and he wants to leave, like that's one thing. But I still think the Bulls are positioned to pay him, and he's going to have more leverage than Giddey did because he's an unrestricted free agent. But I still don't think that there is a super strong market for those kind of players, seeing what Cam Thomas just took the qualifying offer. Colin Sexton, I mean, we've done this every single show, but like there's just not a lot of money or interest in paying those kind of guys. Unfortunately for Kobe, because he is a really good player.
So, wow, that's an interesting point. So I'm thinking also in terms just of actual, you know, success that he has this season. You know, let's say he becomes the All-Star. Let's say he becomes that guy, another Eastern Conference Player of the Month, or whatever you want to, whatever accolade do you want to give him. How much of that changes what teams might be willing to offer him, or what teams are willing to sacrifice to get him on his team? Because, like you mentioned Cam Thomas, but Cam Thomas wasn't like that. You know what I mean? As far as the accolades are concerned that Kobe received. So he kind of was in a position. Also, we know the position he was in, you know, with Kuminga, with Giddey, you know, another guy. So he had to take that kind of offer. I think Kobe is in a much different position where, depending on the season that he does or has, he might be able to dictate a few things, you know, to this team as far as the type of money he wants, and ask a lot of questions about the direction of the teams they want kind of are going in. Because you can look at the Jazz and say, well, that's Danny Ainge over there. I know he's building something, and Ace Bailey is over there. So there's something being built, you know what I mean, with that team. There's something being built also in Washington, you know, having a top 2 pick, having Trey Johnson there as well. So it's not like there isn't anything there for those teams. They are, you know, behind the Bulls for sure, but it's not like it's nothing there. So if there's something there and they're offering more money and more opportunity for Kobe, how do you look at it then in that kind of way?
I mean, those are the tough decisions that the front office has to deal with. I mean, I still don't think that guys like Kobe are going to get max deals. Like, I just don't. I mean, Cam Thomas, like, I know, I don't think he's as
how do you get a max deal if you're not an all-star? Like,
I don't even think like a lot. I think like in the way that the modern NBA is going, I think like max deals are going to be for all NBA players, not even all-stars. Like teams are just not going to be able to give that kind of money out. I think that everybody is still sorting through that. And there are going to be teams where it's like, yeah, you're the Spurs. You kind of do have to give a max to De'Aaron Fox. But like the really, high level front offices are not going to be doing that. They're going to be finding guys other ways. But Cam Thomas, I don't think he's as good as Kobe, but I think he's better than people think. I mean, 24 points per game last year, 22.5 the year before. Kobe's never averaged over 20.
20.4?
Never averaged over 20.5 points. He's younger. He's still got good size. He's 6'4". He's a good player. And if you're the Lakers and you can get Cam Thomas for 20 or 25 and Kobe's asking for 30,
he
is
feels
it
like
worth,
a Laker more to me. Yeah.
But is it worth that additional, $5 million or whatever it is? There's more competition for Kobe's services, but there's also more competition Kobe's going against for those same kind of contracts. And so I think that's the challenge. The Bulls are going to have the opportunity. Maybe the Jazz or the Wizards or something want to throw a max contract at him, and then I think you got to just let him walk, unfortunately, or try to trade him ahead of time. And if you're Kobe, you got to take the money. This is not some sort of test of loyalty.
Right.
He's making $12 million a year. If you can get 30 or 35 from another team, you probably got to go do that. So I think the Bulls just have to be in communication with his agent, on the same page about what kind of deal that they will eventually agree to, because the most that they can give him right now is probably less than that. And so if you're using this Giddey example as the anchor, then okay, are you gonna try to get on the same page with Kobe about this? If Kobe's giving you the indication that he's not interested in signing that and he wants to test free agency, now you've got to make some decisions.
Yeah, our guy Fish in the chat saying this might be Kobe's biggest contract. I'm sure he knows that.
This is a chance.
I would agree.
Yeah.
As much as Rob or some others might be thinking about a team-friendly deal because there aren't a ton of options, and so, hey, it's not as much money as Kobe wants, but the Bulls are still giving him the most. I think if there is a team out there who likes Kobe's talents and has money to spend and maybe swing and miss on their first free agent target, whose name is not Kobe White, but still want to make some kind of splash signing, if Kobe gets an offer, dollars-wise, that is more than the Bulls, why would he not take it? Why?
Depending on the millions, I could see why, honestly. He likes it here. He loves it here. Loves being a Chicago Bull. Loves the teammates that he has around him. I've said this to you before. We've had these discussions before. Number one is the money. Number two is the comfort. And Kobe is definitely comfortable here for sure. He is absolutely comfortable here. I could see him foregoing a couple million to be comfortable. We've seen him doing his last contract. He took a little bit to stay, to be with the Bulls. And it's not always greener over there when you're taking the money. There are many examples of guys who have just taken the money and then their career said, it's happened like that. Ben Gordon is a guy who immediately comes to mind, who I had no problem with him taking the money with Detroit. But after that, you never really heard from Ben Gordon, like that again. He kind of got lost in it for sure. So I don't think he wants that to be the case, but I could see that world, though, Matt, that he turns out a few million, not 10 or anything like that. But if this is different between 1 or 2 million, he might give the Bulls the discount on that one.
I was wondering when this name would appear in the chat. Bruno asking, is Walker Kessler on the Bulls roster yet?
The Ranger.
So that was another little piece of news that's sort of tangentially related to this, is that Tony Jones of The Athletic reported yesterday, I think, that the Jazz and Texas Ranger are not reaching an agreement on a rookie scale contract extension before he enters the final year of his deal, which clears the way for the starting center to reach restricted free agency next summer. And Bulls fans wondering what the post-Vooch era plan is at starting center. But, we've mentioned the Jazz and the Lakers in this conversation about free agency and dollars, money to spend, looking to make swings. Kessler currently a member of the Jazz. But people are wondering, hey, could the Bulls make a pitch and lure Walker Kessler away? Could they make him one of the biggest offers if the Bulls have that much kind of cap space? But the team that you keep hearing about on NBA Twitter the last few days is the Lakers really want Walker Kessler.
Yeah.
And if the Bulls want Walker Kessler and the Lakers want Walker Kessler, guess which team is getting Walker Kessler?
The Ranger, baby.
It's not ours.
The Ranger going out to Hollywood. I can see that. I mean, that shouldn't deter the Bulls for trying. You know what I mean? And
Sure.
making an effort.
Go give it your best shot, AK.
I mean, yeah, make an effort for
Give
it,
it
man.
the old college try.
Because like you said, man, it's hard to turn down certain money. You know what I mean from it, but you're right. It looks better on paper because it's the Lakers. The Lakers will always look better on paper. I don't care if nobody was there. It's the Lakers. They're going to look better. But yeah, the Bulls have a place for him. You know, definitely have a hole that when Vooch leaves, they'll have a hole to fill right there. Or they could easily say, you know, we got the Texas Ranger at home and re-sign Zach Collins and go with that. So there are a lot of ways they could do it, man. But I see your point. Like, I would go with the Lakers too, but that should not deter the Bulls from putting forth their best effort.
What do you think?
Do we have to go to ad? Because I got some thoughts. I mean, so I like Walker Kessler a lot. I think he's like the exact kind of center that the Bulls could really benefit from.
Perfect. Yeah.
He's an absolutely elite defensive rim protector. And he's also like a very good lob catcher. I think some guys like can really protect the rim, but like aren't really giving you that vertical spacing. And because the Bulls are trying to be this downhill team without a lot of elite perimeter defenders, you really need someone who's going to protect the rim at a high level, but also not take away space on the floor. And so I think Kessler as a lob threat could be that. I think as we've been talking about like the Bulls making a splash in free agency or in trade, there's a report, I think it was today or maybe a couple of days ago, about like Danny Ainge wanting Austin Reeves and 2 first-round picks for Kessler. Like, if it's a trade, I don't think the Bulls are going to be able to beat that. I don't think the Lakers would ever do that. But like, would you give up 2 firsts or 3 firsts for Walker Kessler so that you had the inside track to re-sign him? Probably not. But like, I think that's something that the Bulls should at least talk about, because I think he'd be a really good fit. If they don't trade for him though, like I think he's the kind of guy where you probably could throw like a max offer sheet at him in restricted free agency and just pressure the Jazz to sign it. And that's, I think, going to be the Bulls' leverage and power in free agency this year. Is not going to be, let's go star hunting, let's get Luka. They're not going to have that kind of cap space. But they are going to have enough for the rookie scale max contract. And so I think like it's 38 or so million right now. Like, would you throw that kind of money at Walker Kessler just to steal him and lock a guy in? Probably doesn't feel like a great value proposition on its face. But if Giddey proves that he's a guy that you feel comfortable building your team around, and because he's only making 25 million, that's what that allows you to do, right? Is to overspend on another guy to steal him away from a team in free agency. So I think whether it's like Jalen Duren, I think is going to be a similar name. Where are the Pistons really going to be trying to give him as much money as he wants? Could the Bulls try to throw an overpay at him to take him away? This is kind of their chance to do it, unless they sign everybody to 1-year deals and try again the next summer. But with fewer teams out there with cap space, like I think they can put some real pressure on if they're willing to do that. I don't know how that really factors into the 9 or 10 good players thing. And like, if you truly do want a star at a certain point, like you're going to need to pay for one. So I don't know if that like logistically works out unless Giddey is your star. But I do think that that could be a play for the Bulls with their cap space, because it really isn't enough to like go get a super duper star, but they could bring in somebody who could help accentuate the rest of the roster if you're willing to make an overpay.
Well said, bro.
Let's knock out our second ad break right there. When we come back on the other side, prove it's not from us, but from our CHGO Diehards in that Diehard Discord for both Bulls players this season.
Come on.
And for us. Tune into that. On the other side of these ads, hit the like Katy told
button.
You to. While you listen to our words from our friends and sponsors.
She's scary.
Yee. Ray!
Chevrolet in Fox Lake, they're slashing prices on new cars and giving you big savings all month long. Come in today to shop the model year end sales event and drive home with employee pricing on every new Chevy model. You can get $3,000 to $11,000 off MSRP, or check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventories, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle for yourself. And as one of the top selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, they're able to keep their prices competitive, so you know you're going to get a great deal. Plus, that raised price promise, y'all, lets you shop confidently, because the price you see is the price you're going to pay. So don't miss out on their model year-end sales event, and it's going on all month long, For employee pricing on every new Chevrolet model, visit Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or at raychevrolet.com because they've been serving the community since 1963. Thank you.
Today's show also brought to you by Eye on the Ball. All right, athletes, here's a question. Are you serious about leveling up your game? Pat, talking to you.
Oh, Pat.
Because the right coach can change everything. And now finding one is easy with Eye on the Ball. It doesn't matter if you're a kid just starting out, good for you, or competing at the top level. You can sign up totally free at eyeontheball.net. Create your own profile, search through coaches in your sport and your area, and connect directly with the one that's right for you. And don't you worry, all those coaches have been background checked by Eye on the Ball.
Boom.
From soccer to swimming, baseball to basketball, you name it, the coaches are there. So what are you waiting for? Your future coach could be one click away. Jump on today at eyeontheball.net. That's IEYE ontheball.net. Find your coach and take your game to the next level. Whee. And we're back. CHGO Bulls hanging out on Friday afternoon. Hey, did you hit that like button during those ads?
Did you? Did you do it
I
yet?
sure hope you did.
Did you do it yet?
Because if you didn't, you and Katy are going to have problems. All right, next thing on today's agenda.
She'll get you.
We have done Prove It's, setting goals that we want to see the key Bulls players achieve individually this upcoming season. And whose idea was this? Was it your idea, Goat?
Actually,
Katie's?
it was mine.
Dave's?
Yes.
Oh, I had it there somewhere. All I knew was it wasn't my idea,
He
but it's a
pointed out
great
to
one.
somebody.
To ask our CHGO Diehards in that Diehard Discord for y'all's Prove It's for some Bulls players and also for us. What do you want to see us prove to you this season? Let's start with some player goals, player Prove It's. First one comes from our pal Austin in the Diehard Discord,
What's up, Austin?
who said, I think the easy one has to be Josh Giddey.
Okay.
Prove that he's not only worth the contract he was given, but the contract that he wanted. I need Giddey to be more than just a connector because whatever he's connecting isn't good enough for the Bulls to contend for anything serious. If he's going to prove he's worth the $30 million a year he wanted, I need him to put up career highs in points per game and three-point percentage with the assists and rebounds remaining a big part of his game.
You know, I'd like that sentence. If he's going to prove he's worth the $30 million he wanted, I'd love that. I'd never even thought of it in that way. Way to put that like that, Austin. And that's a great way to say it, because if you're telling everybody you're worth this amount of money, well, then you got to show and prove why you think you're worth this amount of money. And why you want, like, not just 30, probably a little over that. You know what I mean? Like, that's very, very true and very, very important. And again, that's why it's got to start from day one. When he walks out there on the floor, he's got to prove it time after time after time and just be consistent with it when he's out there on the floor to prove, like, not only am I worth that $30 million, but this money you gave me is nothing. And I'm going to destroy what this contract looks like.
Right.
And I'm going to really, really, show you guys you're going to have to really pay a guy like me when this contract is up.
I mean, Coach, don't you think it is that simple that, like, other than the aging out face of the league stars like LeBron, who will sign a 1-and-1, or a Kevin Durant or a Steph Curry, similarly just getting those big-ass paychecks, it's like they don't have anything to prove because they were the most recently paid. But when you're talking about the younger generations of players, the up-and-coming stars, the in their prime or entering their prime stars, whoever most recently got paid the big paycheck that offseason coming into a fresh season is the one that has the most to prove.
Yeah, and that's why the Bulls were smart not to, like, overpay to keep Josh Giddey, because it gives them flexibility still, where, like, if he doesn't work out the way that they want, maybe he is going to be, like, a very well-paid role player or bench player. But I think what we're about to find out is, like, is that going to motivate him to be even better and to get to the next level of his game or not? And so, as I've said many times, like, the thing that I really admire the most about Josh is that when he talks, he understands the areas of his game that he needs to work on. And I want to see if he can continue doing that and, like, turn those areas of weakness into at least net neutral, or if not strengths. And so I don't know if he'll be able to do that, like, from day one, but, like, can you start to build and see some growth in some of those areas where you do feel like you're getting a value contract, and now maybe he can get a max deal, or maybe he can get the 30, 35, whatever it is that he wanted last time around. Like, there is still a lot of basketball to be played for him, and this is not going to be probably the last contract that he signs. And so he's got to be playing for the next thing, and whatever chip you can find to like motivate yourself, like that's what great players do. So I think the issue for the Bulls though is less about like how much they're paying him or like whatever. It's more about like the way that he is going to play. He is going to be the guy. And so for me, the prove it there part is like, or why it's important for me is like, he's got to prove that he can not only be a guy that's like worth 25 million, but like if he's gonna have the ball in his hands, he's got to prove that he's able to like lead winning at a high level. I have a story coming out tomorrow, which goes into a couple of really interesting stats about like his usage and how much he has the ball in his hands. So I don't want to spoil it, but it's really fascinating to think about players like him and how much they have the ball and how good they are. And so the kind of company that he keeps in that category is a big deal. And I think that says a lot about who he needs to be as a player.
You know who gets to read that very interesting topic? Our CHGO Diehards.
Boom.
Are you one yet? Boom. No? We're actually running a promo right now. $36 sign up to become a Diehard with a Diehard tee. Or you could go, what I think it's $59 for your first year and get our very limited supply, our branded Bills. We did a little collab for Diehard hats.
Yeah, those hats are nice.
Ooh, Bears blue and navy.
Yeah,
blue and navy. Navy and orange.
Yeah.
Did I order one for myself?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Speaking of them Diehards, let's move on to our next Prove It from our Diehard Discord. This one comes from our friend Gus G. What up, Gus?
What up, Gus?
So we've got Josh.
My guy.
Who's on deck? Gus saying, I need Kobe to prove it. Seems like Kobe's going to be seeking a big contract after this year, what were we just talking about. He needs to prove that he can be consistent. We have seen him we have seen him have amazing stretches, but I want this to finally be the year that he plays an all-star level the entire season. If he's our primary scoring option, he can't be having cold stretches that last multiple weeks. Dave, I read that, and my first thought is preach, amen, agree.
Yeah, tabernacle, all of it. Yeah, it's great. That was wonderful stuff. I have nothing to add to that. That's my man Gus G, and we get in the chat. That's how we have our discussions.
Consistency.
He's absolutely right.
That's the one.
Consist every game. And Kobe is one that has struggled with that, especially early on in the Bulls season. I used to say last year you can set your watch to it. He's going to struggle early, and then he's going to ball out in the later half of the season. It can't be like that this season. We're talking about getting your points per game up, man. We're talking about getting you in that all-star game. You know, it's final year of your contract. All that stuff needs to elevate.
All right, so let's move to G.A. Ross 18, a.k.a. our guy Gary Ross.
The one.
Who could it be?
Ross.
Magic, the magic of threes. Gary Ross saying, I need modest to prove it and take the next step.
Well done.
And really prove he's a top 2 player on a playoff roster. He's a great guy, but I still have my concerns that he's no more than a third or fourth piece. Hopefully he can take over and show what he is made of.
I'm going to leave this to GOAT. I'm going to leave that one GOAT.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like he's just so young still. He's so raw. This is not a situation where it's like he came into the league and was like ready to be a high-level contributor right away. The tools are definitely there, like the size, the athleticism, the ball skills, the rim protection. I think he has like the foundation of what can be a really elite player. But I don't think it's going to happen starting, October 7th, in the first preseason game.
Right.
So I think we got to give him some time and patience and appreciate the progress and not just like be ready for the end result. Cause that's not how it works with most young players. So I'm very high on Modest too. And I also hope that he's able to ascend. I think that'd be a lot of fun to watch, but I'm not saying it's going to happen today. I just want to be patient with him.
Fair enough.
Right.
And look, is it a good idea to temper expectations for Modest in year 2 because we're starting to hear all kinds of big talk about what we might see? And myself, yeah. Am I succeeding at tempering my expectations for Modest? Absolutely not. 0% success rate at me trying to temper my expectations for year 2 of the Modest freaking Buzelis bonanza. Yeah, I want all of it. Yeah. I am not successfully tempering my expectations, but again, if he's talking about, and Bulls fans are talking about him being, as Gus said, or I'm sorry, as Gary said, second best player on a playoff team, at least, hopefully, that's a lot to prove.
That's a lot
to prove in year 2.
Yeah, it's a lot, bro.
All right, let's move on to some prove-its for us.
Okie doke.
That we got courtesy of our Diehards. We can actually just use Gary Ross here as a bridge because he also said prove-its for CHGO Bulls. He said, I want CHGO Bulls to prove it by bringing a story on something Bulls related versus Casey or Shams or anyone else.
I like that.
So I'm going to go ahead and say that that's a GOAT prove it. Breaker of news.
My response to that was, in the wise words of CJ McCollum, I'm trying, Jennifer. I did break that the Bulls were letting go of Jameer Young in favor of Yuki Kawamura. So
He did.
Couple of breaks this
take
summer.
that.
Yeah, suck it.
Take that.
That happened.
We're all waiting for that first Woj bomb. Just like, man, that just rolls right off the tongue
It really
still.
does. It really
You know,
does.
Shams bomb just isn't as easy to say. We're all waiting for that GOAT bomb.
Oh, that GOAT bomb.
That GOAT tweet has us go,
Yeah,
Jaws on the floor.
We have to also teach him what an actual bomb is, because sometimes he'll say, "This is a huge story, guys." And
Oh
it'd be
my
this
God.
big.
Was it, wait.
Right there, we'd be like, "Oh, come on, go."
Was it our trade deadline day show?
Yeah.
It goes like, breaking news.
Breaking huge news, guys.
Or was it draft night?
It was draft night.
It was draft night
And
when
I-
that trade happened on draft night.
I think it wasn't it
What
Cedric
really?
Howard?
It was the first year we were in Vegas, and some like I don't even remember who it was, but some like nobody signed with some other team, and I was like, oh, breaking news, and I realized very quickly that you guys don't do that the same way that I do.
Oh, man. Breaking news.
Man.
Kevin
It was
Herter got a
funny.
haircut. All right. Moving on. Lars, who I did notice when I was looking through the Discord last night, updated it because I made a comment, who now says parentheses after Lars, Kobe White 2026 Finals MVP.
Okay.
Because he was not, in fact, the 2025 Finals MVP.
Okay.
Lars said, I really enjoy it when you guys break down a specific play at GOAT. Will says, well, there was this one moment in the third before this big play where Kobe did this. Dave and Matt chime in after having their memories jog, providing their combo of color commentary and analysis. Will, never be afraid to just take over and say what's on your mind. To listen to you all the time, still can be blown away by how clearly you describe things. You paint a great mental picture in my head of what's happening or what you're trying to say. So to Matt and Dave, Katy too. This leads to a really positive feedback loop. Look at that. Shout out to you, Lars.
Appreciate that. I always struggle with that because I'm not sure if it's like good podcasting to be like, oh, remember that time Kobe dribbled like this
Right.
way and that way and then did this move.
You're right.
So
It's great podcast.
so yeah, I guess we got to do more of that. I appreciate the feedback.
And speaking of, breaking down specific plays, Gus G said at Will Gottlieb, I hope you continue to do those extra videos like last year. The film breakdown with Vooch
Yeah.
was awesome.
That
was
Absolutely.
awesome.
Player interviews, give us a peek into that access you have that the rest of us don't.
Yeah.
Love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I really
That's a great
enjoyed your
point.
chat with Vooch last season.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was
man.
super nice of him to do. We'll see if we can do another one. But yeah, I think it's just a matter of like keeping them interested in doing it. So
Yeah, correct.
definitely like the longer I'm around, I think the more likely it is that they'll be willing to do stuff like that.
You're still here.
No, I just mean like now that this is like with a lot of these guys, like my fourth season. So like
Flex on
they
them.
know me, like
Flex on them.
That's right.
And
And,
I
as
think-
Dale
and
and
I
Terry
hope-
said on this very set on Monday, everybody's excited when they see Goat walking through the door.
Everybody
Yeah.
loves the
All
goat.
the players love Goat.
Everybody.
I can't agree with him on that one, but but I will try to do more of that stuff. I think that's a great call.
Yes, sir.
Gus G gave us prove it's individually as well, Dave.
Okay.
For you, he said, for Dave, continue to be a beacon of positivity. It is needed in a sea of negative media.
I appreciate that. I will continue to do that, sir.
Amen. For Matt, Gus says, I'd like to see him enjoy the fun moments this season. Don't get me wrong, I still want him to continue to hold Jerry and AK's feet to the flames.
He'll do that.
And hold him accountable. But games are fun sometimes.
They're fun sometimes.
You're
man.
not wrong, Gus.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I will try better to enjoy the fun moments this season compared to last. And honestly, last season I was tearing my hair out because I knew it was in this organization's best interest to lose as many games as possible. You may not know that. I'm not saying you may not agree with that. I'm saying you may not know that, but it is factually accurate. Thus, the hair pulling after wins. But now I have come to at least admit, not accept, but admit,
Yeah.
tanking ain't happening.
Yeah.
So, if they're going for wins,
Yeah.
I'll enjoy the wins.
You on the big red bus?
Sure. No, God no.
Just checking.
Fred driving?
Just checking. Yeah, he's driving.
No.
Okay. Sure.
I'll walk.
I'll stay.
And then there was one more from Austin, kind of a similar request from Gus. Austin said, I need Matt to prove he's capable of throwing less hats, fewer hats.
Hey.
As someone who has worked a lot on not getting too upset over sports, Jerry isn't worth it, Matt. Just laugh at him instead.
That's my
Hey.
thing. That's not Matt's.
That's true. But you know what? Hey, it's still the offseason, so that one doesn't count.
He's getting into regular season form, baby.
I got a whole bin of hats. What do you expect me not to throw them?
It's training camp, man. That's what the dog days are for. It's training camp for Matt's hat throws.
That's right. And honestly, I don't think we had an official hat toss counter last season.
I don't believe so.
So I can just say that I throw fewer hats this season than last, and we can all believe it or not.
There you go.
Okay, moving on. Last thing today. It is the last day of the offseason. We wanted to have some additional fun, and Katy came up with a game. We were maybe thinking our Brandon Bulls generator, but a slight twist and variation. Katy, take it away. What are we playing?
We are playing the old TNT classic. Who he play for? Bulls
Who he
Edition.
play for?
He play for. Yeah.
I even made it open, you guys. There's music on it. I know
Welcome
you on the
to
set can't hear
Look
it.
at the
People-
production
Who
value
he
here.
played
Yeah.
for.
I spent way too much time on this. It's fine.
Who he played
That is
for.
fantastic.
Who
Former
he
Bulls
played
edition
for.
of who he play for.
All right.
Who he played for.
You guys can work
It's
together.
like the reverse
Are
of Brandon
these-
Bulls generator.
Yeah.
I'm curious to know if these guys are
On
in
its
the
head.
league still or if they're playing in different leagues.
Great question.
I cannot tell you that.
My guess would be that
A little bit of both.
a non-zero number of these players are not playing in the NBA.
Okay.
Are these all current players, Katy? Or are they play? I'm just saying, like, not from the another.
She's
era.
given us literally nothing to work
She's
with.
giving us no
I am
clues.
purposely
Okay.
not answering that question.
All right.
Hit us with the first one.
All right, let's start with the first one here.
Chris Dunn.
Oh,
Chris Dunn.
Clippers.
LA Clippers.
I even put their names
Clippers,
on
yeah.
there.
That's very
so
nice.
that
Oh, I didn't even
if
notice
you
that.
don't recognize them,
Very
the name
nice.
is on
He
there.
is recognizable even without his name there.
Yes,
and
he
yes, you started us with a soft one.
Starting point
LA
guard
Clippers.
last
LA
year.
Clippers.
He does still play
Starting
for the
point
LA
guard.
Kudos to him
Point guard,
for,
man.
for reigniting his career. man.
Yes, absolutely, man.
I
Congratulations.
went from a big Chris Dunn believer to a oh dear God Chris Dunn.
Chris Dunn.
Chris
Bulls
Dunn,
fan.
first player I ever interviewed. Shout out to you.
Flex.
Chris Dunn.
Oh, shout out to you.
Nice guy.
Flex for
Yeah.
Chris Dunn.
All right, we should get Tony to tell his Chris Dunn story.
Oh God.
Torrey Craig was last on the Celtics.
He was on the Celtics, yeah, from what I remember.
But is
don't-
he still?
I don't know if he's
That's a
still
great
on the
question.
Celtics.
yeah, I don't know that.
I didn't
either.
see him sign anywhere, and I know last year was the last year of his deal.
I'm gonna say he's not still on the Celtics.
I don't know where he is, but he's popping bottles.
Oh yeah, he's enjoying life. Shout out to him.
Okay.
I also can't imagine him going overseas to play. Like I feel
Yeah.
like he probably would just.
I'm
gonna
just
say-
gonna guess the Celtics kept him
I'm saying
gonna guess-
Washington
on like a
Wizards.
vet minimum or
I'm gonna
something.
say Celtics as well.
Free agent.
Oh, unsigned. Trick
Not-
question.
Not overseas.
Trick
Come
question.
on,
not
now.
I was half
signed
right.
in the
I
NBA.
feel like I would have.
I didn't know that
Remembered
not on a
seeing
team
Torrey sign
was
somebody.
part of who he played for. So
I was
we'll keep
half
that in
right.
mind.
Who he played for? Nobody.
No,
okay.
nobody, nobody. All right, who's next, Katy?
Classic.
Denzel Valentine.
Favorite.
He's not still with the Boston, Maine Celtics.
That's
is
where I
he?
remember him last.
Yeah, that's where I
with
last
that
saw
G
him.
League affiliate.
We saw him when we went to a Windy City Bulls game.
Yes,
and
we
I was
did.
like, why am I in the same building as Denzel Valentine?
Yes, man. Also dropped
This
his
evil has left my life.
Also dropped his second album last year.
Oh,
so y'all can check
That's
that
who he
out.
plays for.
Denzel.
Yeah.
Whoever his record label is.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna say he's still in the G League.
He plays in Italy.
Oh, he's in Italy.
He's in
Oh,
Italy.
Ryan Venezia.
Tutti frutti.
Molto bene.
Hey,
Mi
a
dispiace.
spicy meatball.
You should definitely recognize this guy because we just saw him in Vegas.
Jameer
Young.
Young. The Bulls just waived him after Summer League.
They did.
Yeah,
Who
I
picked him up?
remember him signing somewhere, but I don't remember where it was.
Toronto
NBA
Raptors.
Or no, I'm gonna guess not.
I think it
NBA.
was. I think it was overseas.
NBL.
Oh, you're right. I think it is overseas. I think you're absolutely right.
The Melbourne Kangaroos.
Oh.
He plays for the
Miami
Miami
Oh, he went to the
Heat.
Heat. Hey, shout out.
Good for you, Jameer.
Shout out, young
Riley
fella.
with them sneaky moves.
Shout out.
Katie
I like
loves
that.
an opportunity to make us look dumb.
I do. It's my favorite thing.
It's her passion in
It's
life.
very
It's
hard
the
to do,
best
though.
thing about my job.
Congrats,
All right.
congrats on succeeding.
Who else we
Thank
got?
you.
Luke Cornett on the Spurs.
Cornette.
Robert Ory,
Oh.
aka Luke
Signed a big
Cornett.
deal with the Spurs. Good for him.
San Antonio Spurs. He got paid, man.
Sure did.
Good for him.
I had to put a
Robert
couple
Horry.
easy ones in there for you guys.
I mean, he
Spurs.
You knew we were
he
gonna
played
get.
real minutes for the Celtics last
did.
season.
He was awesome.
The
Yeah.
Eclipse.
Good for him getting that money. Go. Do you remember what the terms of that deal were?
Not off the top of my head.
That'd be a
I want to
flex
say
if he
like
did.
4 for 40 or something like that.
Oh, see, look at
I'll look
him.
it up.
Yeah.
Let go look it up.
Shout out to him. 4 for 40? Man, shout out, bro.
Do you
we
like
got?
how I didn't put his actual name on there?
I do like
I
that.
do.
4
I was wondering if
41.
you guys are gonna
4 for
notice that.
41.
Hey,
Good
go.
for him,
Oh,
man.
Pretty
shout
good.
out.
Guy goat.
40.7 actually.
he's,
So I'm giving that one to myself.
Don't know if y'all knew this. He's real tall.
Yeah, the Eclipse, man. He started that new
David,
thing.
I got a picture with
We did.
Mr. Cornette.
I mean, when John Saban brought the actual cornets, that's what we saw, which was hilarious.
Trying to convince Luke Cornette that he needed to find some sort of partnership or business opportunity
With the corn nuts.
for corn nets.
Yes.
Why do ears of corn need nets? They don't.
They don't. And he literally brought corn and nets to him to show him this. And Luke Cornette loved it. He absolutely loved it.
That doesn't
man.
surprise me.
He loved it, man.
What a
He's a
good
great guy.
All right, what do we got next?
All
we have any more?
right. Oh yeah, we have.
I'm
more.
enjoying this.
Cameron Payne.
He was on the Knicks.
The new
I don't know
if he
York
still is.
I remember
Knicks.
him on the Knicks.
Is
Had
he
a stint with the
still?
Suns.
I'm going to say
Beyond
the Knicks.
that, I don't remember.
I don't think he's on the Knicks. I
Did
think
he leave the
because they
Knicks?
just signed Brogdon. I don't think they would have done that if they kept him.
It's a good point.
I think he's probably a free agent.
No, I feel like I saw him sign somewhere.
Payne keep a job. I don't know, so I'm going to just say
I feel like I
Knicks.
remember
still
being
be Knicks.
surprised that he got another deal.
He was solid.
He was.
Final
Suns?
answer?
Back to the Suns?
Free agent.
Free
Free
agent.
agent.
Wow.
Shout out to him for having a
Nobody's
career when
picking up
a lot of
campaign.
people thought it was over.
Putting guys in here that aren't on teams for who he played for is
Yeah.
some type of cruelty.
Literally plays for
nobody.
Look, I don't have the same freedom that TNT does. Okay, I had to get creative.
Oh,
Garrett
dear
Temple.
God.
Oh, man.
He's still on the
Temple?
Raptors.
The
I think he's
Raptors?
still on the Raptors.
I think he is still on the Raptors.
Although Katie's smiling.
He's
Yeah.
still on the
Yeah.
Raptors.
I was
There
going
it
to say
is.
they
He's a-
probably
he's a
cut
great
loose at
vet.
this point.
He is
Great
a great
vet.
vet. Yeah, man.
I forgot that Garrett Temple was a Bull.
Yeah.
I mean, now I
Remember
remember.
when people were
but-
clamoring to.
Oh, my God.
Garrett Temple.
It's like the biggest free agent signing since Pau Gasol.
Oh, God.
We can't give up Garrett Temple. We got
All right. Who
Tomas
else we got?
Satoransky.
All right, we
Strugglers
have
for it.
two more.
Two
Two more left.
Can we? Oh, I was gonna say.
EJ Liddell.
Oh,
Bulls
man.
two-way guy.
Dang it, I know this.
He just.
Dang it.
I saw this somewhere too.
Dude, I saw this, man.
It's
Dang,
a West,
know
I think it's a
this.
West Coast team.
Yes, I was gonna. Lakers was one. That
I
popped
think
in
it
my
might be the Lakers.
I'm gonna go with Lakers.
He went back to school. He's playing for the Hoosiers.
Yes.
Nets?
Brooklyn Nets.
Is he on a two-way or what?
I believe he is on a two-way. Yes.
God, I
Two-way
can't,
deal?
I can't wait for that first Bulls Nets matchup of the season.
To
The,
see
the Liddell revenge game.
Yes, man.
Liddell
Coming in the
revenge.
ball. I wish him nothing but success.
Should we
man.
guess who the last player is?
I would
Seriously.
love that.
Do we have one left?
Yuki?
There's one left. If you can guess who it is, I'll be shocked.
Matt Thomas.
I'm guessing Tomas Satoransky.
No.
I'm going with Matt Thomas.
Nope. You got to think way more obscure than you are right now.
What's the
What's more
era?
obscure than that?
You might
Owner
not
out
even
Batim.
like the reason I
Oh,
no, but
that's
that would have been
obscure.
great.
He's playing.
That you're in the right mindset there.
That is
The
obscure.
reason I put names on these is because of this guy
Oh
specifically.
baby! All right, wait,
you wanna go
wait,
know
wait.
it.
Let me
All
get
right.
one more guess.
You want some more guesses?
Wait, but it's from like a recent era.
It has to be if they're still an active
Let me
player.
get the years for you.
Okay, all right.
She's gonna
Katie's
get the years. She's
years.
gonna get the years. So it's an obscure player.
An obscure player.
A
I want to
truly
say.
obscure.
I want to say like Tyler Smith or Adam Makoka.
Oh, yeah, you going there?
Ooh.
Is it one of them?
Is it Marco?
Half a
Coca
season
show?
with the Bulls. 2020, 2021 season.
Should have said Marco.
2020, 21.
21.
So that would have been.
That's first year of Billy.
That's first year of
Billy.
AK.
First, yes. Half a season.
Half a season.
I can't remember.
Want the answer?
Who is it?
All right, yeah. Let's see.
Yeah,
It.
let's see.
Oh,
he knew.
He was a part of the Vooch
Yes,
trade.
he was, man.
My God, did he actually
He
play
never
games?
played one. I don't remember
Did
him
he
playing
play
one
games?
time.
He played 6 games
Six
for the
I
Bulls.
don't
games.
remember any of it. Not any of it.
Who
I
does he
remember
play
the Bulls
for
having
now?
to attach a pick to trade him.
Wasn't he
Oh,
hurt when they
God.
made
to the
trade
Spurs for
him?
DeMar DeRozan?
Was he? I
Um,
remember him being hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember. He was past his prime. He was actually really solid on the Blazers for a couple years there.
He was. He was solid on the Blazers.
Who
It's
does
true.
he
I
play
don't.
for?
I can't imagine he's still playing.
Shanghai Sharks.
The Katy Duffies.
The
Right.
whatever city that is the Tigers. Over.
Ni hao.
Yeah.
Can you give us a continent?
No.
Wong Dong Tigers.
Yeah.
Cannot give
I
you
think
a
that's
continent.
what it is.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Come on.
I had to get the
It's a
drum roll.
drum roll.
Retire.
What is all of these trick questions?
I boo that. I boo this.
Also, who
I got it right.
Come on.
Who keeps their bed on the golf
I said I
course?
can't imagine he's still playing anymore.
That's
Boo
yeah.
this.
Play the
I
tape.
boo
Run it
that.
back.
Oh, man.
Check the tape.
She hit the drum
Katy-
roll and everything.
Katy
Like, it was about to be
trick
on
questioned
stuff.
us twice with
You know
currently
what I mean?
unsigned.
Like, what is that?
And then ended it on double trick
Boo.
question. He doesn't even play anymore.
Boo. Boo this woman.
I mean, did you want me to put Zach LaVine in there? Like, I didn't have many
No,
options.
it was the drum roll, like the whole setup to all of this. And then you worked on putting it an actual thing up there to show he's retired, guys.
90% of the guys that I looked up aren't even playing anymore. But at least I gave
Shout
him
out.
the golf
What's
and
the
a
bed for?
Sleeping in.
Don't you sleep
Sleeping
a lot
in?
when you're retired? I don't know.
Okay.
Don't you keep your bed on the golf course? That's right. Keep my
Only on the
bed.
back nine, Matt.
Yeah.
Only on the back nine
You know
is when I
what?
do that.
Al-Farouq Aminu played 10 years in the NBA
Shout out.
Shout out.
and made. Wait, hold on.
He got some millions.
Career earnings.
Yeah,
we
I'm
should
looking
get
up
him
his
on the
career
show.
earnings.
I'm going to see if I can find him and
You're
get
going
him on
to
the
track
show.
down Al-Farouq Aminu.
I
Al-Farouq
am.
Aminu.
He's,
Good
out,
for-
he's
yeah.
at the coffee place down there. He's
I
getting some
mean,
coffee.
My
That's-
two biggest gets for this show.
That's the white
Carlos
whale of
Boozer and
Bulls
Al
podcast
Farouq.
interviewees.
Yes.
Al-Farouq
He
Aminu.
made $72 million in his career.
72 million?
Shout out.
He can sleep in.
Dude,
He can sleep in if
Shout
he
out.
wants to.
good for. Good
Does
for
anybody
him.
know the last team that he played for?
Back to Orlando.
I don't know if he actually played for them, but
Brooklyn?
he signed a $151,000 deal with the Celtics. I'm guessing it was like some sort of a
Okay.
training
He
camp deal or
never
something.
played a game for the Celtics.
Okay.
But
An
yeah,
Exhibit
his
10.
last year was after getting dumped on the Spurs for the DeRozan trade.
Yes.
Hey-o.
Shout out to him, man. 72 million is
Al-Farouq
awesome,
Aminu.
bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to him for that.
All right, we will end it there. Off season's over, y'all.
Woo!
Bulls Media Day on Monday. Goat will be there. Katy will be there. The sights and sounds, they will be our eyes and ears, and we will have a show for y'all at 4:30 Central Time Monday to break down, recap all things that we saw and heard on Media Day. We're going to hear from AK, Billy, most of the players for the fresh 25-26 season kickoff. Cannot wait. We all did it. Give yourselves a round of applause and a pat on the back for another long offseason in the books.
You did
Enjoy your
this.
weekend. Bear down. Make sure you tune in to CHGO Bears coverage on Sunday. Out there reporting and doing their show from Las Vegas for Bears Raiders. Katie's going to be hard at work chipping in on this side of things, production-wise. And also, shout out to CHGO Cubs.
Yeah.
Who've got some playoff action coming up.
Congratulations.
Next Tuesday, the wild card starts. They got a nice big dub over the Cardinals today. Suck it, Cardinals.
Smack them.
And they're going to have a live watch along in addition to live post game for that first Cubs wild card game next week. In the meantime, read GOAT stuff again. Become a diehard so you can read it. Take advantage of those current diehard sales going on right now. AllCHGO.com. Will_Gottlieb is where you can follow him on the Twitter machine. Big Day Bow, BNWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO_Bulls. Our queen of the controls is the one and only Katy Duffy.
Boo.
Queen of the quizzes and the controls.
Boo.
Trick questions
Still a boo.
are garbage.
A garbage.
A garbage.
Spoken like
How
a
they
sore
say
loser.
With whatever that team is that Denzel's playing for. Benicio, el garbage. Have a great weekend, Bulls Nation. Bear down. We'll see you on Monday.
Bears.
It's gonna be good.
Bears.
Bears.
Peace.
Denzel.
We all silly like the mayor.